Hi there! Welcome back. This is Margie. How are things going with you guys? Alright, you know what? Today we have an ethical dilemmas topic to be discussed. If you are fascinated to learn more, to comprehend, and if you are curious about favoritism, cronyism, and nepotism, then this video is for you. Alright, I went through a research regarding this topic. I've gathered lots of information. Why do these things happen? Alright, now in this video, you will learn why do these things occur at different places, such as at home, at the workplace, at the church, and etc., or any other organization. This may happen and occur. It's because it's a dilemma. Okay? Watch this video till the end. If you haven't followed me, don't forget to follow, leave a comment, and share this video. Now, let's start with this ethical dilemmas. According to university.edu, in 2022, favoritism has always been a complaint in government service. That was based on the survey they had. Before we go further, I would like to define what favoritism is. Favoritism is a practice of giving unfair preferential treatment to one person or group at the expense of another. Now let's define the cronyism. Cronyism is a more specific form of favoritism, referring to partiality towards friends and associates. Anyway, they're almost the same, but this cronyism is more specific about favoritism. And the other one is the nepotism. Nepotism is an even narrower form of favoritism. It's coming from the Italian word for nephew. It covers favoritism to members of the family. Both of nepotism and cronyism are often at work. Yeah, when political parties recruit candidates for public office. So what's the problem? The issue is competence. People exhibit favoritism due to in-group bias, which fosters a positive view of one's own social group over another. And the human tendency to prefer people who are similar and loyal or embody admired traits. Other reasons include a desire for personal gain, such as a leader favoring or a family member or friend for strategic benefit, or a desire for control or to manipulate situations by deliberately giving preferential treatment. So, you know what, guys? It's kind of unfair. Life is so unfair. And we have nothing to do with that. Here are some psychological roots. We have in-group bias, a cognitive bias, where individuals favor their own social group over out-groups, diba? So this stems from the inherent desire to belong to a group and a collective identity. When it comes to similarity, people often show favoritism to those they perceive as similar to themselves, such as sharing hobbies, interests, or a similar temperament. There's also desire for self-enhancement. Favoring one's in-group can make an individual feel good, about themselves and their own group identity, leading to a more positive self-perception. And the brain chemistry, the brain's reward system, particularly the release of dopamine, plays a role in reinforcing preferences and reinforcing feelings of favoritism, according to Vocal. And I'm going to share it to you guys the strategic and self-interest driven reasons. This nepotism and cronyism, favoritism can stem from family ties or friendship. Okay, so they focus on this. And then the personal gain. So a person in a position of power may use favoritism to maximize their own self-interest or the interest of a friend or family member. Manipulation and control. Favoritism can be a strategic tool to influence and control situations by granting preferential treatment to certain individuals, according to one of the preferences I've had. And then there's also a behavioral and personality-driven reasons, the loyalty and admiration. People are drawn to those who are loyal to them or who possess characteristics they admire. And there are the desired traits. We have a person might favor someone who is more agreeable, well-mannered, and easygoing, creating a more pleasant interaction. And then there is also a perceived need, right? So when it comes to a parent might show favoritism to a child who appears to need more attention or care, even if this is a misunderstanding of the child's true needs. For you to understand more, I'm going to share the characteristic of favoritism. So there is an unfair preference, guys. The core of favoritism is the act of giving more favorable treatment to someone without a legitimate and biased reason. Personal bias decisions are influenced by personal likes, dislikes, or connections rather than objective performance or qualifications. And that indicates life is unfair. There's also an authority figure. Okay, this often involves someone in a leadership role, such as a parent, manager, or government official, making the unfair treatment more impactful. And then the exclusions of others. By elevating one individual or group, others are implicitly or explicitly disadvantaged or overlooked despite their qualifications. And now, guys, I'm gonna share some examples of favoritism in the workplace. Example, a manager gives plum assignments, promotions, or bonuses to an employee they personally favor over a more qualified colleague. Diba? That's really biased and unfair. And then, a family. Okay. So, a family, there is a parent showing more attention, resources, or leniency to one child over the others. Yeah. No, life is so unfair, guys. And for the government, officials awarding contracts or public service jobs based on political connections or patronage rather than merit. And this can also happen. In our denomination, that's why it's not reliable. And you know what, guys? The last thing that I wanted to share is the consequence of favoritism. Yeah. So, guys, this can damage morale. Yeah. Employees who feel overlooked or unfairly treated may become demotivated and disengaged. So be careful with this, guys. No, because these are the consequences of favoritism. And then there will be a toxic environment. A culture of favoritism can create an atmosphere of distrust. And this is really happening. And resentment among colleagues. So we can relate as well in other situations, okay? Not only in the workplace. And then this can reduce performance. The focus shifts from merit to personal relationships, which can decrease overall performance and productivity. And then the higher turnover, talented employees may leave the organization because they feel their contributions are not valued or they see no path of advancement. And the last one is the erosion of trust. Employees lose faith in leadership and the fairness of the system, which is detrimental to the organization's success. Now, guys, gusto nyo i-share sa inyo ang ikapuyag in English. Oy! Ikapoy ko ato, guys. Seryoso na kayo ito mag-English today. But you know what, guys? What I really wanted to share today is about the teaching of education in MVC. Yeah. I highly much appreciated my former teachers in MVC, the best good ilang mga teachings. And what they taught me is what I apply today. Yes. And that what's make me stronger and shaping me to be better. Charot. But okay, so that's really true. Kaya when I was studying in MVC, grabe guys, ang mga teaching mo nidulot yun sa akong mga bukog. Grabe na dyan. But okay, so kaya sa MVC education, they discourage the exclusion. And mga discrimination bitaw. Kaya you know what, guys? When you become a teacher, you may discover or encounter this children with disabilities, diba? There are differences from others. And it's really sad to think that you are treating someone special rather than others, diba? So, it's not really the right ethic for you to show that you are discriminate bitaw ka. You have this unfair treatment. So muna ang gina-discourage sa school, no, when you become a teacher, you should treat your students fairly. Kay bias mo na siya, guys. If you are ginatreat ni mga uban, kay kani maka-benefit ka, maayo ni sila, and mga gwapa ni sila, maringan na bitaw. It's not about like that, no? Even God treats us fairly, no? I-provide ang taniyag hangin. I-provide ang taniyag mga bisan-unsa, di ba? And mo din ang akong dili makalimtan, guys, ang teaching sa MVC. Ang ilang gitudlo nga kanang inclusion, dili exclusion. Mubit nang naimurag ka ng bias, no, in any types of organization. It's because the way they treat people, especially leaders, no, leaders in any other organizations. And yeah, based on I've shared to you guys nga kanang na-enjoy distrust, muhimog din ang distrust. So if you are a good example, if you are a leader, you should be reliable, okay? So mo ang pinakanindot nga na-learn ako sa MVC, guys. The best good mo na nga, yeah, that's life. And God treat us fairly. I hope you find this video helpful for you guys. And let God lead, not your feelings. And that's all for today. Thank you for watching, guys. God bless you.